Welcome back to Ristar. We're here on Planet Scorch, the obligatory fire-themed level.
Now, they actually omitted this level from the GameCube version. They replaced it with a planet called Terra, or Fantern, in the Japanese version, where that world was based on things from fairy tales and fantasy. And what was interesting about that place is that the boss of that world was actually asleep, and his dreams were causing all the fantasy things to happen around him, and when he got beaten, the world changed back to its, like, post-apocalyptic state. But here it's just happy fire level.
Thanks, Ristar, you sure saved us. Oh, if that's, the dream world, I think I'd rather stay asleep. Anyway, this is actually where Ristar starts to get a little bit tricky, to be honest. The difficulty noticeably spikes here.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's still a subtle difficulty curve, but at this point the game does expect you to start learning how to grab at certain angles, make sure to grab particular levers and pipes at the right time. You're basically asked to have a bit more precision in what you do. And I think that's fair, I mean, like, I don't think the difficulty curve in this game is as punishing as some of the other games you'd find on the Sega Genesis, so I still think it's pretty balanced.
It's no Ninja Gaiden, let's put it that way.
Well, I think it's better if nothing was Ninja Gaiden. Let me just throw that out.
I say that as if Ninja Gaiden was on the Mega Drive, but still.
Relating to that, when I originally played this game, Scorch is kind of where I originally got stuck. It's also the first level I showed my sister when I found this game, because the thing about this game, this is my mini story here, I basically got this game on, like, a whim, like a shot in the dark. Like, I was at Delshamps. They used to have this place called Delshamps, which was, like, an archaic grocery store type system, where you could rent Sega Genesis games for, like, $1 for 2 days. At least mine did this. And I saw Ristar on the shelves, and I thought, oh, well, this looks interesting, I'll give it a shot. And what a good shot it was! Because it turns out Ristar is one of the best games I've ever played for the Sega Genesis, so pretty good for $1, you know what I'm saying?
Man, we were spoiled for choice back in the day. You had Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Earthworm Jim, Ristar. Platformers were the rage back in the 16-bit era.
Yeah, and like now, everything that's the rage is grey and brown modern shooters.
Or if you want to look to the indie scene, bright and colourful retro-ish platformers.
Yeah, I mean, and they take retro, but I think they take it a bit too far sometimes, where it's got to be like, everything is made of exactly 8 pixels. I mean, that's not bad, but sometimes they take it a bit too far, you know what I'm saying?
I think the sweet spot is in games like Super Meat Boy.
Yeah, Super Meat Boy, I've heard a lot of good things about that. Personally, I wouldn't play it, because I would probably find it too much work.
Yeah.
Other than that, one thing I do want to point out, is that a lot of the enemies, and Ristar himself, like I've said before, got like a change over in the American version. A lot of them were basically made to look meaner and more menacing.
Angry Kirby eyes, basically.
Angry Kirby eyes, yeah, that's basically kind of the effect they had going here. And Ristar himself also got the whole angry thing going on. Like, in the original, he just looks so happy to be going on this adventure, but here he's all, I gotta go find Greedy.
Motherfucking Greedy, when I find him, I'm gonna put a cap in his ass.
Stars have caps now, I guess. I think he would have been more 90s with a cap on his head, don't you think?
Dude, I mean a bullet. I can't take you anywhere, honestly.
Yeah, I'm just not learned enough. The original Japanese name for this planet was called Ona Clove, which honestly sounds like something you put on a pizza.
Oh no, a clove.
Oh no, a clove? What? That doesn't even make sense. Watch out, it's garlic. It'll fuck you up, man.
Maybe those weren't meant to be enemies at all, just sentient pieces of garlic.
No, I seem to recall, I know we said we weren't doing the bonus stages, but I believe the bonus level in here, you kind of have to work your way up past, like, a thin corridor using the levers to swing on to get to that particular lever, and I don't think I was ever able to do that, but I saw it like once.
I remember a specific one in, I think, the Ice World, which will be in the next part, where it's literally just a maze of spikes, and I was never able to get through that without taking a hit. Luckily, you're pretty much invincible in the special stages.
Aha, one of my favorite bosses in the game.
This one is pretty sweet.
But first off, we have to get to him. He's in the background in there. He'll be there in a sec. And what's annoying is that they put a chest here with a full health but then the rocks will come down fast enough, and you'll probably take a hit anyway, which happens to me all the time.
Personally, when it came to recording this game, I had more trouble with the rocks than with Adahan himself here.
Yeah, Adahan is pretty easy, and I've seen boss fights of him go really quickly, where he has a thing right here. He hovers in the air and he shoots his claws like this. I've seen players grab onto the claw and ride it up to Adahan and then wham him in the face. Like, you have to be pretty good to aim that. I think I've only been able to do that, like, once.
I think I've been able to do that nonce.
Now the best part of this fight. The whole ground explodes and it's a fucking free-fall fight. Yes!
Hells yeah, Ridley-esque.
We need more fights to just kind of take place in corridors where you're falling down and then punching the other guy in the face. It would be great.
He's a bit of a wrestling fanatic, is Helldragon.
Yeah, I mean, you just beat him up, and then you get him in a headlock, and then you ride him all the way down for the best body slam ever.
And it's Ristar with the intergalactic pile driver!
By God! By God! Adahan's dead! Stop the match! He killed him!
I love the payoff to this.
Yeah, it basically just turns out Adahan is a little weak mole.
Oh, he said mini tremor! It doesn't even hurt you!
That's what's so great about it. Then you just whack him in the face, shut the hell up! He's like, yes, master!
Now, you be good now, or I'll be back!
Oh shit! And Ristar will fucking follow up on that.
And next time when I come into orbit, I won't land so gracefully if you catch my drift.
Like I said, he said to break people's backs, put them in the Cobra Clutch.
So yeah, that was Scorch, and the game just proceeds to get harder and harder from this point on, so here you got that whole precision thing down.
You know, it's kind of astonishing to think that basically right now, we're almost halfway through the game. Like, games were really short back then. Like, it's kind of unreal when you see these games, they're played through so expertly, and they take like an hour, 30 minutes tops.
Well, doing this whole playthrough thing has helped me put game length into perspective, really.
Yeah, definitely. Like, well, you realize with modern games, it's mostly just like cutscenes and things like that help lengthen the gameplay, and I don't necessarily know if that's a good thing.
Anywho, this is Planet Sonata, the music-themed level, which is a nice change of pace from the usual level trope, actually.
Yeah, you know, they could have just given us another, what's another element? I know they do fire, ice, grass, electricity world.
Desert.
Desert, okay, there you go. Desert would have actually been good. But, and the whole planet is musically themed. Like, you see all these neat buildings in the background. It looks like a music world would look, and I really like it. And the big gimmick here is you have to bring these metronomes to these birds throughout the stage to progress. And as you do that, this is the cool part, as you do that, the song in the background becomes more and more advanced. It gets more layers, and it becomes more dynamic. And I think that's a really cool gimmick.
The game in general has a fantastic soundtrack. I really can't stop squealing enough about it, really.
Yeah, why do you think we do bad games most often? It's easier to bitch about those, but here it's like, I love Ristar, marry me.
It's never gonna happen, Helldragon.
It's a game, man, just let it go. It cannot love you back.
Yeah, I'm definitely hearing the extra layers now. You want to be careful when you carry this metronome around, though, because there is green baddies. If they manage to get a hold of that metronome, they'll take it back to the beginning of a section, which can be really annoying, and will cause you to reload the save state and try to record the level again.
Wow, that sounds really specific, Tom. Are you okay?
I don't know, I just picked an example out of thin air, really. I love the craters in the background, which are essentially speakers.
You know what? I just noticed that. Holy shit.
Now be very careful here, because if you toss the metronome onto the same space as a bomb, when Ristar goes to grab it, he will grab the bomb and you'll take damage.
Well, that's just stupid, Ristar. Why the fuck would you do that? I mean, you can see it's a bomb, right?
Well, I was pressing buttons and he grabbed the bomb. What the hell?
Is this another specific situation that didn't actually happen to you?
They're all me. Surprise. You know, I hate to always take it back to Sonic, even though this game was created by Sonic Team, but Sonata actually reminds me of a music plant from, I think, Advance 2. That was pretty bitching as well. Great music. More platform games need musically themed levels, I think. Bright and colourful, nice music.
And we'll meet this guy later at the mini-boss.
This seems a tad out of place to me.
What do you mean?
I don't know, just like thematically, aesthetically, this whole bird thing. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, I get, like, the whole planet is musically themed, but also we need statues that might kill you if you stand underneath them.
You know, he has a unique idle animation for each world. Like on Scorch, he'll actually sit down and start fanning himself because it's so hot. And you can even use the idle animation on the ice planet to help you defeat a mini-boss, but more of that in the next installment of Ristar. Okay, the gimmick of this mini-boss here is when they put their heads down, attack, but you gotta follow the rhythm.
Yeah, actually in the Japanese version, they would put a little music note on their heads right before they were about to attack, but apparently that made the game way too easy, so they got rid of that.
You know, add in angry eyes, take away musical notes, got it. You know, personally, I find the hardest part of this fight to be the waves of enemies that come floating in from the left or right. I don't know, I just find it much harder to time hitting them as opposed to the mechanical birds. Okay, I get the shades, I get the nodding of the heads. What the hell's going on with the birthday hats?
I don't know, maybe this is like their version of Happy Birthday. Well, happy birthday to you, stand under this statue, and we'll bash you in the face.
Happy birthday to you!
That's a weird tradition here on Sonata. I don't get, we help those other birds by giving them the metronomes, and then this other bird comes in of the same race, and then immediately tries to kill us.
Maybe we're just interrupting his practice. No one was actually meant to be standing under here at all.
Well, why would you practice with giant head-mashing statues?
It's a different culture, mate.
Your weird backwards music culture, man. I'm sorry, I just can't get a hold of that.
I am not a fan of this act at all.
Why is that?
Lots of spikes, lots of annoying enemies. This is where the literal difficulty spike occurs.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad, actually. Like I said, I had more trouble on Planet Scorch, especially in terms of trying to avoid the various fires that came up. I do like the theme, though. It's funky cool. Now, some of the enemies actually did escape the whole looking madder design change. I don't know why.
Like these guitars here, they don't really have a face.
And this monster here that kind of looks like DDD, in the original Japanese version, the thing had breasts, and they actually edited that out to make it look like a fold in the shirt.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, there was like a little bit of censorship, but it wasn't really that important in the long run, so I don't know.
What an obscure and random thing to bring up, Helldragon.
What? I was trying to get trivia for this game.
I know where your priorities lie.
Oh, fuck you. It didn't even look that attractive. Jeez. That's what I have to deal with. Yeah, I gotta admit, lots of spikes for a musically themed world. Is there something you're trying to get across here?
Nah, you couldn't have made him like clefs or something?
Razor sharp clefs? Does that even work?
Or trebles?
I don't know musical terms. Is that a good thing?
No, it's not. It would be hard to dodge around, let's just say that.
I like how he's hogging up all the health bonuses even though he hasn't taken a hit.
Helldragon? Helldragon, do you ever record games, Helldragon?
No, that sounds a lot like work.
Well, when I record games, I have certain things, certain sweet spots I have to achieve before it feels right.
Now you actually got up here and got this height bonus. I've never been able to do that properly.
That's because I'm good at Ristar and you're not, mate.
What the hell is an Awek, by the way? This is the boss's name, Awek.
An asshole, that's what he is.
It's an asshole in some mystic cosmic tongue. This boss actually gives me a lot of trouble to this day, but Tom here demonstrates a method that I should probably be using instead to beat him.
Okay, the gimmick here is, when you hit the little perch that he's on, he'll attack again, so you can use this to your advantage, actually.
Yeah, you basically attack him, you back off, and you let him do only one wave of notes, because if you keep bashing into the pole, he's just going to spam more and more. Now, this is what I tend to do, because I've seen speedruns, again, where they just bash so hard into the pole, and they do it so fast by abusing the invincibility time of Ristar's headbutt, they actually bypass the notes and not take damage. Of course, I have no skill, so this doesn't happen with me.
That's what's called using invincibility frames wisely.
One thing I do like about this boss, though, is that his singing is so awful. When he sings, the background actually distorts, because it's that god-awful.
Oh my god, singing so bad it distorts the fabric of reality.
Truly the most powerful boss we've faced yet. He also seems to have a giant jewel helmet on his head, I don't know.
I think that's just his head, mate.
You know, I'm just thinking, like, what's this guy's backstory? Like, you know, he wants to be this most popular singer, but his singing is so awful, so he decides to make it petty when Ristar comes to town.
He's egomaniacal, what can we say?
Get the fuck out. Yeah, bounce all over the screen like rubber.
Thank you guys, you've been a wonderful crowd, and we have been Ristar. Good night!
I'll be back next week to bash more fuckers in the face.
Closing thoughts on Sonata, Helldragon?
It's still one of my favorite planets in the game. I like Undertale a lot, but it's like, for me, it's Sonata at first place, and then like at 1.5 underneath that is Undertale. I just like those planets a lot.
Succinct and to the point. We'll see you all next time for the final installment of the Ristar playthrough. See you then.
See you then!